Hello and welcome to On the Couch with Steve, a podcast where we help you navigate the often complex world of buying and selling real estate here in Ipswich and the surrounding areas. I'm Steve Athanates. I'm the owner of NGU Real Estate Ipswich. Today I'm joined by the CEO of NGU Real Estate, Mr. Emil Juresic. Hello, Emil.
You know, you can pronounce my surname much better than I can pronounce yours, and I know you for a long time now.
That is true. I wish I had $1 for every time I've had to spell my name, but that's another story.
Thank you, Steve. Great to be here.
Yeah, now, we brought you along for a very special reason, mate. Today, this podcast signifies the 50th podcast of On the Couch with Steve. So we wanted to have a fitting sort of finale for number 50. So congratulations on joining me for number 50.
Thank you so much. It's a privilege, and I love what you're doing. And one thing that you're doing compares to a lot of other podcasts, you giving so much value to anybody that is listening. And because buying or selling a home anywhere is one of the biggest decisions that us humans can actually make, because all of us, including myself, including you, we work so hard to have that Australian dream to actually have a home.
Correct.
So to make a decision who you're going to sell your home with, doesn't matter where you are, or how you should buy your home, is such a big decision, because we don't buy and sell homes every single day ourselves as people that are living in homes. So the value that you offer people can make a massive decision, in their life moving forward. So, amazing work you are really doing. And but you do this not just with the podcast. You do this with everybody that you meet as well.
Exactly.
That's why you've been in the industry for so long.
Correct.
Because you love the industry and you love dealing with people. So great.
Very true, mate. Very true. So obviously, as part of the podcast, as you rightly say, we've spent a lot of time trying to educate the marketplace, help buyers, help sellers, let them know what their local market's doing, how the market's performing, how things like interest rates, inflation, cost of living pressures are affecting their ability to service loans, to get loans, how they can do all those sorts of things. So I guess that's been the aim of the podcast, is to try and help educate people as to what they can do. Now, mate, over the course of the 50 episodes, we have given monthly updates. We've talked about what's happened when interest rates were going down, then going up. Now they're saying they're on pause. Maybe we'll get another rate rise. Yes. Maybe we'll get some cuts towards the end of the year. Truth be known, no one knows what's going to happen, really. We have an educated guess. Mate, you're dealing with some of the biggest and most expensive homes in Queensland.
Yes.
You've obviously got a penthouse that you're currently selling on the Gold Coast right now that's in the
$30 million
$30 million range. Everyone at home, if you've got a spare 30 mil,
please give us a call.
Give Emil a call. He's got the most amazing penthouse you've ever seen in your life, and it's currently for sale right now. But mate, you're selling a lot of, your average home would probably be in that sort of $2 to $3 million mark.
Correct.
Mate, what's happening in that Brisbane market? Because as you know, we obviously span from Toowoomba all the way through to Ipswich, through to Forest Lake. You've obviously got a number of offices, in Jindalee, those surrounding suburbs, your head offices in Toowong. Yes. What's happening with the Brisbane market?
I think, you definitely got a great point, is we are kind of in a limbo where the market is going. Interest rates were going up 13, 14 times in a row. Now we got this no man's land. We've been on a pause for past 6 or so months. Inflation started going down from 7% to under 4%, but now they just went up a little bit. So we are on this edge. Is the interest actually going to go down, like prediction was early in the year? Or is the interest going to potentially stay the same, or if it's going to go up? And then this question is, inflation, everything be so expensive, and interest rate almost doubling, can people even afford their homes? Should they be buying? Should they be selling? One thing that history has showed us over past 100 years, property prices, long term, there's only one way they're going. They're going up. Until this day, the safest investment for any individual is owning a home.
Correct.
That is the safest. So, you can live, you can, say, I'm not going to go, for dinner twice a month to nice restaurant. You can cut them down to one, or maybe, not even go for dinner. But we all need roof above our heads. There's no compromising about that. We all need to live somewhere. And while the inflation is stable or might go up or might go down, while interest rates might go up, who knows what's going to happen? There's one thing for sure. There's a bigger demand than supply. And that is driving prices to be at least stable, if not go up. I was reading an article this morning. They're predicting the prices will go another 6% all over Australia, specifically Queensland. They're going to go up by 6% over the next 12 months. Why that is? Migration. You got people not just migrating, not just people coming from overseas. You got people coming from, New South Wales, Victoria, and different states. They're actually coming to Sydney. They're coming to Brisbane and Ipswich and Toowoomba and so on. So anything that we are selling, if it's reasonably priced, what I mean reasonably, if you have a home worth $2 million and you got more buyers in the market than you have sellers, that property will sell. The only problem some people might face, if the seller is not educated when it comes to market value and they say, look, I want $2.8 million for property that's worth $2 million. That property will stay on the market. So then again, that comes down to choosing a right agent. If you choose the right agent, that's going to show you the right way to market your property. And there's going to be a realistic way your property is sitting on the market. Because when it comes to choosing an agent, you can have an agent that will tell you, hey, your home is worth $2 million. And this is why it's worth $2 million. And then you got an agent that's going to walk through your door and he's going to say, hey, I can get you 2.7. Normally as a seller, why would you go with Steve and Emil that tell you your home is worth $2 million? I'm not going to sell with somebody who tells me it's worth 2.7. Quite often those properties, they will sit on the market 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. Then those people will call the original agent who told them, hey, this is where your home is sitting. Can you put it on the market? But that time is too late. So answer to your question, what's going in a market? While there's such a big demand, I am confident prices, if they don't go up by 5 to 10% over the next 12 months, they're going to be stable and they're going to be selling. So market is strong. Even at our head office, this month, I think we're going to list, right now we got about 80 houses that we have listed for the month in our head office, and we are definitely selling over $50 million worth of real estate. Everything is selling. Everything is selling. But saying that, banks are also lending money. While the banks are lending money, people will keep buying. And the reason why people are not stressed financially, a lot of people saying, oh my God, interest rates have doubled over last, 12 months or so. And, how will people repay it? Well, most people that purchased properties 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, everybody's sitting on a massive amount of equity in their homes.
Correct. Yeah.
So again, one thing that I do every single morning, I spend literally half an hour to 1 hour reading, news about economy in Australia and worldwide. Yesterday, there was an article out there by this amazing finance guy from Sydney, and he said last 12 months, it's been record amount of home loans that have been refinanced. So if you got $1 million home and you might have a $400,000 mortgage on it, but you purchased that home for $600,000 4 years ago, you got another $400,000 equity in your home. So even if you are a little bit stressed, you have a potential of refinancing your home, so you can pull out maybe $50,000 equity for the period of time that you might be stressed. Or you can sell your property and you got all this equity that you can buy again. We are very lucky that we are living in a country, in a state where people want to come and live there. And that is just driving demand. That is driving demand, and we're not seeing anybody really yet being stressed financially because everybody's sitting on so much equity and demand is so strong. So, market is great everywhere. So for those buyers that are sitting on the fence, thinking to themselves, I'm going to wait another 6 to 12 months to buy, you might be paying 5 to 10% more than what you would be paying today. But there's a very good chance your income where you're working is not going to go up by 10%.
Correct, yeah.
But properties will. So, and it's very simple when it comes to the property. We had so many financial crises, inflations over the last 100 years. But, let me ask you a question. Your first home that you ever purchased, it was probably, let me guess, about 30 years ago.
Yep, when I was 21, so it was 34 years ago.
34 years ago. How much did you pay for it?
$67,000.
How much is that property worth today? If you can go back, find that same home, how much do you think it's worth?
500.
Well, that's 8 times more.
Yeah.
7, 8 times more. 8 times more for the same property today. First property that I purchased was, I think, in 99, 26, 7 years ago, whatever it was. I paid $73,000 for a block of land. Now, that land is worth, same block of land in the same suburb, is worth about $1 million.
That's crazy, isn't it?
I can talk about my personal home that I purchased in 2021. Is worth a lot more today, And so it doesn't matter if you look at 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 30 years, property is the safest investment. It might not go up like some people make this crazy money, buying crypto. They buy it for $2 today and the next year is worth, $100. But also it's not going to go down to zero, whatever you buy today, like potentially crypto can or many other
it's really volatile. I understand what you're saying. Now, mate, you mentioned something interesting because we've been talking over these 50 episodes. On average, we list and sell here in NGU Real Estate Ipswich. We list and sell basically 2 houses every single day.
Yes.
Now, we've had some issues with stock where we're seeing our stock levels are about 45% lower than what they were a year ago.
Yes.
And, back 18 months, 2 years ago, we were listing up to 100 homes a month.
Yes.
You guys, it wasn't that long ago, where probably 30 to 40 was a great month for you.
Yeah, very good month.
Now you're saying you've got 80 listings.
Yes.
Are we going to see the changing of the tide where we're going to see an increase in stock levels, or is it something you just think your business has been able to create based on exceptional performance?
I think in Brisbane market, I also believe there's a lot more listings coming on the market because people want to take advantage of what is happening in the market. There's so much positive news out there that prices are going up. There's a bigger demand than supply. And a lot of sellers, they simply want to see if they can take advantage of the market. Well, hey, maybe I wanted to get $2 million for my home. Maybe I can get $2.2 million now because there's a bigger demand. Let me give it a go.
So what about the people out there who are saying, well, that's fantastic. If I could sell my house and get a premium price for it, that's great. But I still got to live somewhere. So I have to buy into the same market.
Correct.
And for some reason, for us, it's been a case of, are people not coming to market because, yes, they'll sell for an amazing price.
Yes.
But they'll also pay an amazing price for someone else's property.
Well, let me ask you this question as well. Out of 100% of the properties that you guys sell here, how many of them are sold to investors?
I would say probably 20 to maybe 25% of our stock goes to investors.
I think that investors these days are a little bit more cautious when it comes to buying rental properties. And reason why, with all these new laws coming up, you can't raise the rent as much as you want to raise it. There's a cap to it. And so a lot of investors are being cautious. I think in the market where we are selling, 95% is driven by owner-occupiers. And to be honest, in most cases, properties that we sell are people who either want to downsize or upsize, full stop. And as for the real estate agents, the reason why you guys are doing so well now, I think the agents that are surviving now in this market are agents that have built great reputation over the years. So people are calling them because the thing is, nobody's under pressure yet to sell their homes. So a lot of people, they know if they stay in the homes for another year, the property is probably going to be worth another $40,000, $50,000. So why would they sell? It's the best asset. It's not a car. You buy it for $20,000 today, then next year it's worth $17,000 or $15,000. So I do think while unemployment is still low, nobody's got pressure to sell their homes, full stop, anywhere.
So you think it's a conscious choice? People are deciding in a lot of cases not to sell, and that's why our stock levels are so low.
100%. Why would they?
Yeah. Well, like I said, some people are opportunists.
Correct.
And if you're upsizing and you want a bigger house, you're prepared to pay more money. If you're downsizing, you're taking advantage of
anybody that is exchanging, anybody that is selling today, that wants to buy tomorrow, to them, doesn't matter how the market is going. If the market is shit, if they sell the house 20% below the market because market is bad, well, it doesn't really matter still if they're buying in the same market. Then they're going to buy 20% below the market on the other side of the fence anyway. So market is the market. Market is on people that should be getting into the market today, that have to get into the market today, is people that are getting into the market for the first time. Because if they wait another 12 months, they will be affected because they're only buying. But people that want to sell today, to you guys, there's really no difference if you decide to sell your home today, because you're going to be buying in the same market. So you might think to yourself, oh my God, market is expensive. I'm going to wait another 6 months for market to drop so I can buy something better. Yes, but you still got to sell your home in that market too. So you're not gaining anything.
No.
So any seller that is on the fence, should I sell today? Maybe I can get more money in 12 months time. Well, you should sell today if you want to buy in the same market. To you, it never matters.
I agree, mate. I agree. I guess it should be comforting to the people at home. This is the consistent message we've been talking to our viewers about is that over the last 12 months, if you had done nothing except just buy a house 12 months ago, on average, over the last 12 months, it's gone up somewhere between 12 and 15%.
And in most cases, that is more than what people earn in a year.
Correct.
So if you bought a house for $800,000 and your property goes up by $100,000, that is clean equity that you gain in your house without actually going to work every single day.
Tax-free.
Tax-free if it's your principal place of residence.
Yeah, exactly.
Tax-free. So the biggest key is the biggest key here is, and I'm not saying this to promote NGU Real Estate. People need to do their homework, who they want to sell with. Anybody that wants to sell their home, the key is finding the right person who's capable enough to market your home well and get you top dollar. And it's very simple to do research on who is the right person for you to sell. These days, we are living in a world which is different than 25 or so years ago when you started selling real estate. Anybody that you want to sell your home with, you can literally type their home on Google and you're going to see all the info about that specific agent, how much they have sold, how much they have listed, their reviews. And it's very important, make a right decision who you should sell your home with. An agent you want to sell it with, check their results, check the prices they're achieving for properties in the market where your home is sitting, then make the decision. Any buyer out there, before you want to buy, if it's your investment property or if it's a home that you want to live in, once again, same thing for them. Do the research to make sure you are buying the right home for yourself that will go up in value in 10 to 15% over time. But everything's available online now for anybody to really make the right choice, as long as they do the right research when it comes to where they should buy or who should they sell their homes with. But I am bullish on this market. I am so bullish that prices will go up over next 5 years. I'm confident that anybody that buys the home today, they will not, if they don't buy it today, if they wait for 5 years, looking back, they're going to say, wow, that property is worth $800,000. Now I had a chance to buy it for maybe $600,000-$700,000.
Exactly. Well, guys, you've heard it from Emil is in the top 10 agents in Queensland, probably in the top 100 in Australia. So he's saying to you, if you're a first homeowner, if you're not in the market, get into the market now.
And we can see what's happening in the market. We don't have one office. Us as a group, we have more than 10 offices now. We are constantly growing. So we actually see firsthand what is happening in the market today. So if you're a buyer and you're sitting on the fence, that fence might end up costing you 10% over next year or two.
Exactly. Well, guys, that's all the time we've got for today. We're joined, and thank you so much, by Mr. Emil Juresic, the CEO of NGU Real Estate. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on, mate, and thank you so much for joining us on our 50th episode of the podcast On the Couch with Steve. Guys, for you people at home, it's been a pleasure as always. If you like what you've heard today, if you've got some comments, we'd love to hear from you. Subscribe to the link below. Once again, I'm Steve Athanates, and thank you for joining us On the Couch with Steve.